David Muir, the most trusted, most watched newscast in America. And now, ABC's World News Tonight has won the Emmy for Best Live News Program for the 4th year in a row.
Right now on News Channel 6 and 7, South Carolina lawmakers pushing for a hate crime law, how it can help hold people accountable for their crimes. And the results of local runoffs from yesterday's elections. We'll hear from the Augusta community on the change of mayor as your news at 7 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 7.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks you so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with South Carolina leaders still pushing. An Aiken County woman is behind bars after an apparent domestic incident. 27-year-old Rebecca Miller is charged with domestic violence and criminal sexual conduct. Investigators responded to a call on Saturday where a woman had several visible injuries. According to warrants, Miller had struck the woman with a fence post, bit and choked her. She's being held in the Aiken County Detention Center. Several people in Burke County are charged after a deadly shooting. It happened on Sunday morning on Highway 23. Investigators say 22-year-old Jordan Butler was found dead after being shot at least once. 16-year-old Joshua Gordy is charged with murder. As a result of the investigation, 21-year-old Chloe Lanier was charged with battery. 18-year-old Kenzie Johnson was charged with giving false statements, and 37-year-old Keisha Posada Montero was charged with giving alcohol to minors. Well, it's time now for a first look at our weather, and meteorologist Jenna Petracci joins us now. Jenna.
Well, Dee, we had some heavy rain this morning, which led to some ponding on the roadways in parts of Columbia, Richmond, Aiken counties. This is our Live Viper 6 neighborhood network powered by Tempest, where you can see we picked up around an inch of rain in parts of Evans and even around Augusta. Our Live Viper 6 radar now showing this one storm that is weakening as it approached our southwestern counties. We had spotty showers earlier, but now the CSRA is really nice and dry, and we're even seeing the clouds start to clear. This morning we started out at 72, then we had a high of 87, 5 degrees below average. Beautiful views here on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam of those clouds clearing. And temperature-wise, we're still warm, but below average in those low to mid-80s. 85 in Augusta, 86 in Aiken. Winds are out of the southwest, sustained up to around 15 miles per hour, gusting up to around 20 at this time. And you can see on satellite and radar that we just have those isolated showers and storms across our area, but more rain down in the Gulf. It's all parts of Tropical Storm Arthur that developed earlier today. Winds at 45 miles per hour. It moved inland, and it's not going to be bringing us direct tropical storm impacts, but there's a lot of moisture with that combining with the cold front, and that'll lead to high rain chances Thursday and for the morning on Friday. We have a Viper 6 alert day tomorrow for the threat of severe weather and flash flooding. More details coming up, but back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much. We will see you in a few more minutes. With Stephen Kendrick now mayor-elect, well, the city of Aiken could soon ask restaurant goers to pay a little more at the register. City leaders are considering a 1% increase to the hospitality tax. That would raise the tax to 2% on restaurant and prepared food purchases. The change is expected to bring in about $2.3 million a year. They say the money would help cover rising costs and support projects, including a downtown parking deck tied to the Hotel Aiken redevelopment.
If someone takes a family to lunch and spends $50, which in this day of inflation is possible, the 1% would add 50 cents to the cost of the meal. This is done in the spirit that the consensus of the community is we need to do something with the hotel.
The proposal gets its first reading at the June 22nd City Council meeting. A public hearing follows on Monday, July 27th. The 16th Annual Augusta Pride Festival is...
Tomorrow is a Viper 6 alert day for the possibility of severe weather and flooding. We could also see some strong storms early Friday morning, but it's going to be a mostly dry and hot weekend. I'll have all the details with a look at the next 10 days when we return.
The number one place to start your day is on the number one entertainment talk show. Live. Stop it. The number for your morning.
That math all makes sense to me.
Weekday mornings at 9 on News Channel 6.
I'm Mike Costello, and this is what we do. Car wrecks. Yes, car wrecks. So call or text us today or visit us at mycostellolawfirm.com. Costello. Car wreck. Car wreck? Costello.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. You're taking a look at a very cloudy Port Arthur, Texas on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Network. And speaking of Port Arthur, here's Tropical Storm Arthur. It developed earlier today. Yesterday, this was potential Tropical Cyclone 1, and now it's the first named storm of the 2026 hurricane season. And this was actually Tropical Storm Christina a couple weeks back. It moved into Central America, then up into Mexico, and it was able to enter the very warm water of the Gulf for just long enough for it to allow it to strengthen to a tropical storm. Winds are still pretty low though, 45 miles per hour. It's moving north-northeast at 7 miles per hour, and it's combating all this drier air and wind shear. So notice it's a very lopsided storm with all of the convection on the east side. So luckily for the Texas coastline, it's not even raining right now. We do have some isolated showers around Louisiana, but overall not too bad. By 2 a.m. tonight, it's expected to be down to a tropical depression. And then notice the life of what was Christina finally ends, and Arthur was very short-lived overall. This will be the remnants of Arthur, though, and it's going to be combined with a cold front, making for a pretty complex setup for us Thursday and Friday. We have a lot of tropical moisture coming in, and with that combined with a cold front and that area of low pressure, that means rain and storms are on the way. Starting around noon tomorrow, so by 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the evening, we're going to see some isolated showers and storms, but your morning starts out dry, so if you need to spend some time outside, do it early tomorrow, and you don't have to worry about your morning commute running into any trouble. But just be alert tomorrow afternoon and evening. Damaging wind gusts and brief and weak tornadoes possible. Now, by brief and weak, I'm talking an EF0 or EF1. Those are typical tornadoes that we see spin up with any sort of area of low pressure, because low pressure is rotating, and of course tornadoes are rotating storms as well. So of course any tornado is strong and can lead to damage, but we're not talking EF2, EF3 tornadoes like our area typically sees sometime during a strong spring severe weather setup. Now on Friday, not expecting a tornado threat, but some damaging wind gusts still possible from Waynesboro down to the southern half of our viewing area, and that will be early in the day. By late tomorrow or late Friday afternoon, most of us will be dry. Here's our futurecast tonight at 9 p.m. Still not a lot of rain, but then all of a sudden it explodes by tomorrow morning. This is 8 a.m. The significant chance of flash flooding and some stronger storms will be in Alabama and up to around Macon and Atlanta. And then by the time it gets to us, I'm not expecting quite as high of a threat, but still some damaging wind gusts possible, tornadoes, and that flooding threat is still there for us. Then here comes the next round. Friday, due to that cold front pushing through, but by Friday night, we are dry. So here's a closer look. Thursday at noon, isolated storms, and we'll have to be watching any of these cells for the possibility of wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour and that tornado threat. A bit of a break late in the evening until around midnight, but then overnight, some heavier rain moves in, the gusty wind still sticking around, and we'll still have that flooding threat, especially for our southern line counties as we get to around 10 a.m. on Friday, lasting into the afternoon. So those wind gusts starting out at around 25 miles per hour, then picking up the pace up to around 35, even 40 miles per hour as we go overnight. Can't rule out a gust up to 45 miles per hour, and that's outside of storms. Within severe storms, that's when we could have those gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Our rainfall totals, we could see up to around 2.5, maybe 4 inches. We have a flood watch for some of our western counties, and you can see on our 10-day forecast here, we're drying out by Father's Day weekend and then a typical summertime pattern next week. And we'll be right back.
At Morgan & Morgan, we've been representing
Fast food place is at number 1. We'll have the answer after the break.
I'll see one at the intersection.
Chick-fil-A has been dethroned as the top-rated fast food restaurant in America. That title now belongs to Jersey Mike's. The American Customer Satisfaction Index gave the sandwich shop high praise for its freshness, food variety, and value. Chick-fil-A, which held the top ranking for more than a decade, was bumped to the number 2 spot, followed by Jimmy John's in 3rd place and Panda Express in 4th. There you have it. Wow.
Well, and tomorrow we do have that Viper 6 alert day. We are tracking the possibility of some flooding. isolated spots around 2 to 4 inches, damaging wind gusts. Overall, around 25 to 35 miles per hour, but can't rule out some gusts around 40 to 60 miles per hour. Also watching for that tornado threat.
Oh, wow. All right. Thanks so much. That's our time for now. Thanks for joining us. Our next news continues at 11. Have a great but safe evening.
Immediately after an accident,